Welcome back, everybody. Well, you could call it coincidence. I like to call it fate. Recently, I interviewed a Highland Park shooting survivor, Liz Turnipseed. During the interview, she talked about a man who rushed to her aid while she was laying there helpless and bleeding out. Since July 4th, she's been wanting to thank that man, but didn't know who he was or how to contact him. Well, the day I interviewed Liz in Highland Park, I randomly ran into this man, a longtime friend, Brad Hoken. I knew he was at the parade that day, so I asked him to do an interview for the story. Well, when it aired last week, Liz recognized Brad as the man who helped save her life. So, a few days ago, we set up a reunion. How are you feeling right now, knowing you're going to meet Brad?
I am excited. My physical therapist, who was at the house right before you guys got there, said my blood pressure was really high, probably because I just, you know, the nerves and everything.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous.
His face and him coming to me and telling me that I was going to be okay and that he was there with me was just huge.
I made some promises to her that I just knew I had to keep.
He just like sprang into action and it was wonderful. I mean, I think he might have even helped to get me onto the stretcher.
I promised her with all my heart and soul that she was going to be okay.
I think we're ready. Need some help? Let me just grab your hand here.
Yeah, the curb is always a little fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's so nice to meet you.
You're telling me.
Again.
You don't have to thank me. I kept telling you, I promised you.
I know you
That's
promised.
what I kept saying.
You
I
did.
kept
You
promising
promised.
From the bottom of my heart.
You did.
From the bottom of my heart. And I knew I was going to keep that promise.
Yeah.
That you were going to be okay.
You did.
You have good and bad moments?
Yeah.
There'll be moments where it just hits me like I'll be driving.
Yeah.
And just out of the blue. And it just catches you off guard. It catches me off guard. I think about you. I think about all the things that you and I saw that day. It was a war zone out there. I've never been in a war, so I can't tell you, but it was bad. It was Highland Park, all the people in the community coming together and taking care of each other like we did.
Well, I mean, the paramedics that took me to the hospital, the guy who was in the back with me, he had been in one of the fire trucks with his wife and child in the parade.
I came up and I saw you first, and that's when I immediately went to you. And it seems like we were the only two in the whole area.
And I just remember laying there and just saying out loud after it was so quiet, I kind of felt like I had to break it and just going, help, I'm shot. I was in more pain in the back, but I don't remember. I remember sitting there and saying, like, I feel something in the front.
Do you remember what I said to you when I said, we got to check the front? And I said, I don't want to get fresh with you here. I said, I don't want to get fresh, excuse me.
What was the moment like when you saw Brad in the story?
I probably teared up. And then I took my phone out and immediately texted your executive producer and said, hey, you know, that's the guy. Like, he's the first person who came to me, you know. I need to be able to meet him. Can you connect me with him? It's so, I mean, it's hard, and I think, but I will say that, yeah, I mean, the community has made everything so much easier.
I had to take care of the people in my town. So that's really the reason that we did all this, you know. And then I saw you, and from the bottom of my heart, I can't tell you how glad I am that everything's good.
Me too.
Well, thank you both.
Thank you, Ryan, for getting this set up. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I will make you one more promise.
Uh-oh, yes.
You got to promise me.
Okay.
Next year's parade, we'll be right back there. We'll be right back, and we'll get a hug right in downtown, right by the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
That's a promise.
Okay.
Nice to see this new friendship come out of such tragedy. And Val, it is so crazy because I've known Brad for 15 years. I randomly saw him in Highland Park that day and asked him to go on camera. He was very reluctant, didn't want to do the interview.
And he's fantastic on camera.
And the fact that they had that bond
Right.
and that day, because
And
without
that she was watching and said,
Yes.
that's the man. I can't even imagine what she was thinking right there in that moment to go, wait a minute. As I'm laying there shot, this man comes and I see him on TV and didn't know who he was and been looking for him.
That's right.
Wow, what a reunion.
It is, and a friendship that's going to last a lifetime.
It absolutely should. So.